Hello, I'm Courtney. What's up? And welcome to Book Talk. Today I am going to be discussing Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, and this is Rainbow Rowell's latest book. This actually came out last year, and I know I'm so late onto reading this book, but for some reason I was really scared to pick it up because people had said so many good things about it, and I don't know why I avoided it for so long, but I did. But I finished it today, and oh my goodness, this book was really cute. I actually really liked it. I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to. Like, if I have to be honest here, this is probably my least favorite Rainbow Rowell book, but don't get me wrong. I love all her books. Like, I love this book too, but this was just so new and different to me since this does deal with magical elements, and it was just like a lot to take in, but I love this book. Like, I thought it was great, especially like the last 200 pages. Those pages were just so much fun for me to read. But if you don't know what this book is about, this book is based off the fan fiction in Fangirl. The main character in Fangirl, Cass, writes a fan fiction called Carry On. And this is basically like the fan fiction in book form, but it feels like its own story though. Like, there's no mentionings of Cass or anything. Like, this is like its own book. But it's supposed to be like the fan fiction that she writes. And I thought this book was the cutest thing ever. It's been so long since I read like a contemporary book, even though I wouldn't consider this a contemporary. It's contemporary fantasy. It's both genres, okay? But I feel like it leans more towards fantasy. But I just needed this right now. It was just really cute. Like, Baz and Simon gave me all the feels, and I loved them. I loved them the most because they were so cute, okay? And I think that's all I can say for non-spoilers. If you haven't read this book yet, please go pick it up. It is wonderful and just super, super cute. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I would leave right now. So, bye, not spoiling people! Okay, so Carry On. I can't help but think of the song by Fun, Carry On. Like, oh my gosh, every time they said Carry On in this book, I was like, are you talking about this song? And I loved how, like, there's spells in this book. It's just so funny how their spells would just be like common things that you say, and also like song lyrics. Like, I found that hilarious. Like, the magic in this book was like really cool, and I really liked it, even though it was really confusing most of the time. Like, I like the fantasy part to this book, don't get me wrong, but it was just so much to take in. There was like so much information that you need to know, and all those families, like the Pitches, the Grimms, the Old families, the Maid, Lucy, Ebb, just there was so many people, and I was like, I don't know how everyone's connected and why everyone hates each other. Like, very confusing. I was honestly confused half the time, and I hate to say this, but I only like really read this just for the Simon and Baz stuff, which I actually liked the actual plot of this book more than I thought, but like, Simon and Baz, they made the story for me, okay? I love them, but I have to say that took me a while to like Simon. Like, when Baz showed up, I immediately liked him. He was my favorite. He was like, I remember this book is split into like 4 different parts, and Baz was what was keeping me like reading this book, because there was just some points where I was just like, I want to put this down. Like, I can't stand this, mostly because of like Simon and Agatha. Don't even get me started on Agatha. I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong. Agatha? I don't know. She has the weirdest name, but I could not stand her. I did not like her. Never liked her. And even though it was sad when she went to California in the end and she ran away, you know, still, I mean, it was nice to see her go, because like, I never liked her in the first place. But going back to Baz, he was my favorite. He was just so funny and sarcastic, and his reactions to everything was golden, and I loved it. And it was like really surprising where in one like the first Baz chapters, he's talking about Simon, and he's just like, yeah, I've been hopelessly in love with him since I was 12 years old. And I was like, wait a minute, I thought you two hated each other. But no, this kid's had a crush on him for years, and I was just like, oh, this changes things. And how Oh, it was just, that really surprised me. But, Simon, yeah, I didn't like him in the first part. It took me forever to actually, like him. I don't know, he just got on my nerves sometimes, and he still did, like, throughout the entire book, but I like Simon, don't get me wrong, but I don't love him like Baz. Like, Baz, I want to be his best friend. But the funny thing is, I'm a lot like Simon in a way, just, like, freaking out over everything. It has like 50 million things to do. Simon, relatable. Baz, relatable too. But I love them together. Oh my gosh, when they kiss for the first time. Yes, that was wonderful. I was just like, here we go. Finally. And how they would just be making out all the time. Yes, it was wonderful. I loved it, and how Baz was like, so wait a minute, are you gay? And Simon's just like, I don't know, I don't really have the time to think about it since everyone's trying to kill me. That was really funny. But, wait, okay, so like, this humdrum situation, I wanted to die over it. I was like, okay, can we just please move on from this? I only care about Simon and Baz and Penny. Oh my gosh, I loved Penny. She was so great too. I really liked her. But the humdrum situation, I still like don't get it. Like, it's a shadow of Simon. Like, Simon created it and Simon's a threat. I don't know, I honestly still don't get it anymore, like, cause there was just so much information, and it was so hard for me to, like, understand it, where I'm, like, still confused. I'm not as confused as I was, but still, I'm kinda just like, that end, I'm still, all that matters is that the humdrum's gone and the mage's dead. I wanted the mage to die for, like, a long time. When he showed up, I didn't immediately trust him, but I was like, this guy's okay, but there's something obviously up with him. And there was, because the mage was Davy, and then we were getting that whole story from Lucy, which was really sad, and, you know, Davy wanted to find the greatest mage, and then they made the greatest mage. I knew that Lucy and Davy were going to be Simon's parents. That was so obvious to me, but at one point, I have to say that at one point, I did think that maybe Lucy and Davy had, like, the humdrum, but that would be too complicated. So I was just like, okay, they definitely had Simon, and they did, and I was just like, duh, that's not shocking. And Simon still doesn't even know that, because when at the end, when he is like fighting the mage and the mage is like yelling at him, I really thought the mage was going to say the word son to him, and Simon was going to be like, oh, what does that mean? And, you know, like, confessions was built, and the mage would be like, oh, I'm your father. But that never happened. Like, Simon didn't even realize that he technically killed his own father, okay? You have to blame it both on Simon and Penny, I guess, because Penny said the Simon said spell, and then Simon said, please stop hurting me. So it's kind of both of their faults in a way. I'm just really glad they didn't, like, get blamed for it, like, for real, on trial. Like, they're fine. They didn't get punished for anything, which, that's a good thing, but still, me personally, I'm just like, yeah, his death is on your hands, and I felt really bad for all of them. It's because they're all, like, traumatized by this, and 3 of them don't even go back to school. Like, out of all of them, Baz is the only one to go back to school. Like, what even is that? Like, that was just so shocking how he was #1 at the end of the year, and he made the speech. I was like, okay, this is... what? But Baz did say that a pitch never dropped out of Watford, so I was just like, okay, true, you don't want to be that kid who drops out first, which Baz's situation was really sad. How his mom died in that fire and by the vampires, and how whenever he thought about it, he was just like, if my mother knew that I was a vampire, she would kill me. Oh, that was really sad. And then how the mage made the deal with the vampires so they could stay in London, and they tagged Watford. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I saw a lot of things coming in this book, surprisingly, which is very rare. I am always shocked by stuff in books, but in this it was very easy for me to predict things. I don't know if Rainbow did that on purpose or not, but I was just like, oh, this and this is going to happen, and then it did. But I didn't see that deal coming, and also didn't see the whole Nicodemus thing happening either. I'm just really glad that Nikki technically was on our side in the end, I guess, even though Baz didn't really believe that. I don't know. I was just glad for Nikki's help in the end with the whole Nubsy situation, which, by the way, those Nubsy things, am I the only one who imagined them as like those rocks in Frozen? You know the talking rocks? Yeah. Well, are they called rocks? I think they're trolls. I don't know. But you remember those in Frozen? Yeah, that's how I pictured them. And I'm trying to think. Oh, I love the end when Baz and Simon are dancing and Simon... Wait, no, Baz is just like, everyone's looking at us. Oh my gosh. But they still kiss each other anyway. And Baz is just like, I choose you, Simon Snow, always. And I was just like... Yes, my gay sons. Oh my gosh, these two are such gay idiots in love, and I love it. I love their love. They're just so cute. I love them, and how Simon and Penny get their flat. They get the flat, and Baz is just like, yeah, I'm gonna be that creepy person that haunts your door day and night. I loved it. It was really cute. And then how Baz said at the end, carry on, Simon, and that title comes into play. Oh, that was really well done, and it was so cute. I loved it so much. This book was just really cute, okay? I just love the contemporary aspect of this book more than the fantasy aspect, even though I really liked Rainbow's take on fantasy, but like the contemporary stuff in this book though, so good. But overall, I love this book. I loved Baz and Simon. Rainbow needs to write more of them. I need more of my gay sons because I love them to death and I want to see more of their relationship. But I think that's all I have to say on this book. Overall, I loved it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I am Courtney. I'll see y'all next time with a new video up soon, so I will see you then. So, bye!